A parent's nightmare became a reality for basketball coach Ben Manning and his family in December of 2018. A month before, in November, Manning and his pregnant wife Brittany went in for a scheduled 20-week checkup and sonogram when the ultrasound technician noticed a possible problem.
They told us that they couldn't see all 4 chambers of the heart, but maybe it's just the way that the baby was laying. And so, a little bit nervous because you don't want to hear anything like that, but thinking it's going to be okay. So they recommended we go to a specialist.
That appointment was set nearly 2 weeks later on December 3rd. While both the Mannings were worried, Ben went to work like usual on that day.
I didn't think anything of it the first time. So when my wife went in for the follow-up, I didn't even go with her. I thought, it'll be fine, it's great. And so she called me when I was here at Liberty during basketball practice, or it was right before basketball practice, sorry, and went home, and I mean, it's I don't know, it's devastating. For me, figuring out the diagnosis and then hearing about what it actually was, your mind just goes to really dark places really quick. Is she going to be okay? Is she even going to be able to make it after she's born? How long will she make it? What's her life going to be like? And we didn't have a lot of information that first day.
Their unborn baby girl, Harper, was diagnosed with hypoplastic right ventricle with pulmonary atresia, meaning that both the pulmonary valve and the right ventricle are underdeveloped, disrupting the blood flow and oxygen levels.
Honestly, a lot of tears. It was really hard because you want the best, for your kids, and you just visualize your new family and what you're going to look like and what you're going to do, and we knew immediately that things would be very, very different, and there was a lot of uncertainty, a lot of hard questions that were going to come up, and what are we going to do? And
unfamiliar with what was to come, the Mannings went to Dallas Children's Hospital to help them fully understand the diagnosis and procedures.
They have programs there as well that we were able to meet with people and get a lot of information. So to prepare for her birth and what it would look like and how, like what's our role in everything, we were able to get a lot of information and really prepare for that.
On March 18th, 2019, Harper was born, and while she appeared healthy, Ben and Brittany knew that she was anything but, as her heart needed help.
She's a strong little girl, and she's been through a lot. We've been through a couple surgeries. She's had a lot of procedures done, and that's really hard on Ben and I because we're watching the whole thing. I think what I'm thankful for this whole thing is Harper's not going to remember any of this.
But both Ben and Brittany will. Beyond the emotional toll, it's been a trying physical experience as the Mannings have spent all or part of more than 200 days in the hospital.
We found out real early that spending the night at the hospital it's nearly impossible. You're not going to get any sleep. We have spent, many nights there, but for the most part, we'll come home at night. We do have a 3-year-old daughter at home as well, and so we've tried to keep life for her as normal as possible. It's not a very pleasant place. You have to check in at the front desk, you take the elevator and you go find her room, and it's a very small space, and there are constantly people coming in and checking on her and giving her medicine or an x-ray or an echocardiogram, and it just goes on and it never ends. I don't think Harper gets a lot of sleep as well.
It's not just sleepless nights either, as Brittany left her job as a teacher and coach at Vandeventer Middle School.
So the decision to not teach was incredibly difficult. It was, but then it wasn't. And just because I love coaching and teaching so much, and the thought of leaving that I struggled with that. But then when you just look at what's, Harper's the most important thing, it made it pretty easy. So yes, we decided for me to stay home. It's been pretty good. I do miss the court though, but Harper is the most important, and Peyton.
At Children's Medical Center of Dallas, however, they have found a steady support system.
My wife's been way more on top of it than I have, but she's met a lot of other moms, a lot of other families. Sometimes you just meet people in the hospital organically, we've been in probably, I would say, 10 to 15 different rooms our whole time there, and you just meet people and you just talk, and it's a not very fortunate situation, but you have something in common, and you just sit there and you talk with people, and you find support that way.
Outside of the hospital, friends, colleagues, and the community have been supporting in other ways. For just one of Harper's major heart surgeries, it is estimated that it will cost $30,000 in out-of-pocket expenses. Leslie Fenton, a friend of the Mannings, set up a GoFundMe with the goal of $30,000. At the end of September, this goal was reached.
It's very humbling. I think that the outreach of support has been amazing. It's been emotional to think that so many people and strangers just want to reach out and support us, whether it's financially or just a hug and somebody telling us that they're with us and they are thinking about us and praying for us.
Reporting for WTV, I'm Roy Nitzan.